I'm Dr. Elaine Webster. I'm the programme leader for the LLM in Human Rights Law at the University of Strathclyde. It's also possible to study human rights as a postgraduate certificate or a postgraduate diploma. In this video, I'm going to include an overview of the structure of the programme and mention, for example, some of the career pathways of our former students. The law school is one of the departments in the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, which is one of Strathclyde University's 4 faculties. The Human Rights Law programme here is the longest standing human rights law master's programme in Scotland. It launched more than 20 years ago, so you would be joining a very large group of alumni. We have the biggest team of human rights academics and policy experts at a Scottish university, and this means that you would have access to a wide range of supervision capacity and also external networks. Those networks have supported a new range of opportunities for summer projects and internships on the master's programme, a point which I will return to later in the video. On the programme, you'll study international human rights law in various manifestations. Contemporary human rights law articulates a vision, a set of aspirational global standards for how human beings and their communities should be treated and supported by national states. When we look around and we see conflict, genocide, environmental catastrophe, poverty, the rise of populist anti-democratic movements, the changes brought by a new era of artificial intelligence, some people might wonder whether we should abandon human rights law and look for new mechanisms to protect individuals and communities. But at the same time, we look around and also see civil society groups using human rights law as a powerful tool to achieve strategic goals. We see children learning about human rights in their classrooms. We see UN bodies discussing the human rights protections needed for older people, for example. We see governments in various parts of the world investing in human rights-based approaches to sustainable development. So we need to keep our lens wide and understand all of these different aspects. And part of this wide lens is about understanding law in context. You can study human rights law from a range of perspectives: law, politics, sociology, economics, anthropology, and so on. Human rights is a multidisciplinary field of study. In practice, human rights are intended to be operationalised, so they have to be, we want them to be practically relevant in a number of different places and spaces and used by all kinds of different actors. But wherever human rights are used, law is usually at the heart of that. So choosing to study human rights law is a wise choice. And the way that we try to approach the study of human rights law at Strathclyde is to enable you to understand how the law works and how it fits within the whole. Our aim is to support you to learn how to access the right kinds of information and reliable sources, to understand how certain knowledge relates to other knowledge, simply how human rights law works and connects to the bigger picture. In terms of learning and teaching, you'll learn in interactive face-to-face seminars with other students in your group, facilitated by expert academic staff. Another thing to note is that you will have a named personal development advisor who can advise you on academic matters cutting across all of your modules and support your discussions of your future career aspirations. There is a lot of support also in the law school for wellbeing and in the university, and we also take equality, diversity and inclusion very seriously. This is a brief overview of the course structure. If you're studying the postgraduate certificate, you would take 3 modules. If you're studying the postgraduate diploma or LLM, you would take 4 modules that are particularly relevant to human rights study, plus 2 modules of your choice from the law school's broader module portfolio. One of these 2 modules can also be from another department, so for example, from humanities or government and public policy, etc. LLM students will also take a final 60 credit summer project module. This can be a traditional dissertation, it can be an enhanced research proposal, and it's also possible to apply to be selected for a professional internship or professional project. For the internships and professional projects, LLM students across every programme in the law school have the opportunity to apply to work with one of our members of the Strathclyde Law School Professional Practice Network. And the members of the network are drawn from the networks of the teaching team on the human rights programme and from the law school's vast national and global networks more broadly. We've had a really exciting range of partners for summer project options in Scotland, in the UK and in Europe. The first student to undertake a project worked with one of the UN Special Rapporteurs. It's also possible to do an enhanced research proposal, which students have done on human rights law, and it is of course still possible to do the traditional dissertation. An LLM Dissertation Prize has been awarded on our programme for well over a decade now, sponsored by a prestigious Scottish law firm. This slide shows some of the career pathways of our students over more than 2 decades. Some graduate destinations include the UN Development Programme, the Scottish Human Rights Commission, the Human Rights Consortium Scotland, the International Bar Association internship, a Supreme Court judicial assistantship, Scottish Government Legal Department, the UK Department for Science, Innovation and Technology, the Migrants Resilience Collaborative, together the Scottish Alliance for Children's Human Rights, and so on. There are too many examples to list. There are also several students each year who go on to pursue PhD study who would like to work in academia. In 2023, we launched the Strathclyde Centre for Doctoral Training in Human Rights-Based Decision Making. There are a number of us in the law school involved in this initiative, but we also have a cohort of supervisors and students across several departments, so not only law but also information sciences, media and communications, and also mathematics and engineering. And several of our former LLM students have gone on to be part of our Centre for Doctoral Training programme. We also have an alumni group on LinkedIn as a way of allowing you to keep up to date and to receive notifications of events or job opportunities, etc. Thank you for watching this short video. I hope you found it informative. Please check our course webpage for further information on the programme, and if you have particular questions, please feel free to send me an email.